What's up, ladies and gentlemen, demon hunters? The new raid, Uldir, is about to come out tomorrow, actually, as I post this video. And I thought I'd do another gearing guide. The last one I did got a lot of views, lots of comments. Thought I'd do another one here. And this gearing guide is just specific to this raid. It has nothing to do with Mythic Plus. So, you know, if you're like, hey, that's not the best piece, you should get this out of here. I already know that. We're going to address that as we go through this. But we're going to go through boss by boss, kind of pick out where to use our bonus rolls first, which bosses have the best amount of gear to roll on, and see what's best. So let's go ahead and start with Talic. This boss is worth a bonus roll for a couple reasons. First off, you got the gloves. This is the best set of gloves. I almost think the only set of gloves in the raid for us. Yeah, boom. So gloves are totally worth it. It's got crit on it, but a high amount of haste. And right now, haste and versatility are our highest scale leaning stats for demon hunters on Havoc. So we definitely want to go with the gloves. The belt is versatility mastery. I would say I wouldn't focus after this. If you get it, not a bad thing though. Trinket could be pretty good. 271 agility, haste stacks up a bunch of times, should have a pretty high proc rate, but there are better trinkets to go after. I think our Fathoms deck right now does better. If you get this though, not a bad one. This boss is definitely worth a bonus roll. Then we come to the Loot Pinata. Like, this boss has what we need. First off, you got your War Glaive, the Glaive of the Keepers. It has a high focus on haste, and the other fist weapon in the dungeon that we could use off Cahoon we'll get to later again, but the stats are versatility mastery with a high lean towards mastery. So overall, this glaive is probably the better option. And it's early on, so if you're clearing heroic or mythic, you've got a better chance to get two of these, totally worth a bonus roll. The other thing here is the legs, another high lean towards haste. And so these legs look like the best ones out of the place. I would definitely use a bonus roll on this boss for weapons. Given that weapon drops are such a rare thing in this expansion as we've seen so far, I would totally aim here, use the bonus rolls. So the ring, high focus on crit. If you're lacking crit and fine on haste and versatility, this would be a ring to aim for, but not one right out the gate. Then we get to the Fetid Devourer. Now, the first thing I want to say is that the cape, another high lean towards haste again. Haste is a very valuable stat. I would totally go towards this unless your stats lean otherwise. The chest piece Azurite traits on this one, not good. We want laser matrix or we want revolving blades. And this one does not have laser matrix at all. In fact, this is just, it's not good. So do not go for the shoulders off the Fetid Devourer. Now, the thing that I do want to talk about is the frenetic corpuscle. I can't even say that. Corpuscle? Corpuscle. Fun word. If you know how to pronounce it, try to put a phonetic in the comments. I'd love to see it. Very strange word. But we have 271 agility, 4 stacks. It charges and does 25,000 damage. Now, the thing that I really want to get at here is when we go to trinkets for patchwork-style fights, this bad boy at item level 325, according to the Sims on Blood Mallet. Now, I know Blood Mallet isn't everything. Personal Sims do way better. But if you don't know about this website, bloodmallet.com, it'll let you see an average base of trinkets, Azurite traits, hectic add cleave, baseline Sims versus patchwork. So very good. But the frenetic, I'm going to call it, scores all the way down here at 744, whereas Dark Moon Deck at 325 is the highest. Now, when we get into heroic and mythic, we're looking at an item level of 370. I guarantee this thing scales up to match up with Dark Moon Deck and even further at that item level. I would totally go for this. Even at, you know, hectic add cleave, it's not that low. But for raiding single target, this is a bad boy to go for, especially when we get into mythic levels of this trinket. Goes off for almost 30,000 damage. Totally worth the bonus roll. I think this trinket's gonna just rock. I'm hoping. I really am. So Again, cape is really good. Chest, don't go for it. Don't use it. We're all on personal loot now, so RNGesus help us, but don't go after that chest. Then we come down to Zekvaz. He is a bit of a loot pinata for us. These boots, high haste, high versatility. Go after them. We've got our belt with another high versatility focus. Our other bosses before this had items with high haste focus. Both the belt and the boots I'm going to be going after. I would suggest the same. This ring, I really wouldn't waste time on it. Low crit, high mastery, not our biggest leaning stat priorities. So I wouldn't go after this ring, but the boots and the waist off Zekvaz, totally worth it. Then we get him to Vectis. And again, let's talk about traits. Pulling up this bad boy. No laser matrix. Thirsting Blades is just awful. This Azurite piece is not worth it. The cape, we already found a better cape. Then we get to wrists. Our next two bosses have wrists. This depends on your own stat weights and where you're at. If you're lacking crit, I'd say the wrist off this boss, totally worth it. I would not use a bonus roll on this boss, ever. Then we get to Zul Reborn. The shoulders here. Guess what? No laser matrix and seething power. No revolving blades, no laser matrix. Nope, not worth it. Cape again, depending on your stats. If you're lacking crit and need some versatility, this cape could be worth it. Again, versatility mastery on the armbands. If you're lacking versatility or crit, it's going to depend on which one of these bosses you want. But I wouldn't use a bonus roll on either one of these bosses till you get what you want. Vectis and Zul are a non-bonus roll boss. Then we come down here to Mithrax. And this helm is actually worth it. We have Laser Matrix, we have Unbound Chaos if you're playing Momentum, still a decent trait. It got nerfed, but still a decent trait. Laser Matrix is amazing. You've got Azurite Globules for Hectic Ad Cleave, AoE Cleave. Earthlink, not so good, but I would take Azurite Globules. It's a high-ranking trait, very much worth it. So this headpiece is the headpiece I'm going to be going after. We have Haste Mastery Ring. This seems like a really good ring. High haste. If you're lacking mastery, it'll fill it in. This trinket, not so much for Havoc. This would be for Vengeance Trinket. I would use a bonus roll on this boss only after I've gotten the other things I want off Talic, Mother, Fetid, and Zekvaz. But I want this helm, so it's definitely an item to go for. Then we get to Gahun. Fist weapon is versatility mastery. Bleh. Not really that good compared to the War Glaives. So I would focus on the Glaive unless your stats lean otherwise and you need it. Always up to your own personal stats. We get to Gahun's chest piece. Boom. Laser Matrix. Awesome talent. Heed My Call. That's an awesome talent as well. High ranking on the meters. These are both great talents to go for. This chest is totally worth it. You get a passive movement speed increase, which is always good with the way we're stacking haste and versatility. Or you can go with the no enemies and 20 yard self-reliance. This is just an awesome piece of Azurite gear from the raid for us as Havoc Demon Hunters. Definitely use a bonus roll on Gahun to get this chest. It's the best one in the raid. And it's probably going to be better than a lot of the Mythic Plus for a while, because Heed My Call and Laser Matrix together are great AoE and great single target traits. Just an amazing chest piece. Boots, we've got Critical Strike and Mastery. I really wouldn't focus on these boots. There are better, which we already covered, up on Zekvaz. And this trinket right now, let's take a look at it. We've got the Vanquished Gahun piece here. Look at this, boom. Bottom of Blood Mallet's meters right now. Again, it's got versatility, but the proc is not worth it for us, especially even at higher levels compared to the Frenetic Corpuscle, whatever. Good lord, that word. So I wouldn't aim for this trinket either. Gahun, we're after the chest. So this gives us gloves, it gives us trinkets, gives us weapons, capes, boots, belts, helmets, chest. The one thing that this raid doesn't have for us on any level is shoulders. There's only one shoulders, and the traits on them are not good. So this is the only piece outside of raid that I'm really going to focus on. I would go to Shrine of the Storms on Mythic Plus every week during this raid tier if I was a Havoc Demon Hunter, and I would go after the Tentacle Ace Spalders. They're guaranteed to drop from the dungeon. Well, not guaranteed, but they do drop there. You're not waiting for some random other one. you know, from a boss or something else like that out in the world. This dungeon has a good thing. Azurite globules are a great secondary trait. It gives you at least 1 stack of revolving blades, which you need for the fury reduction. I would run Mythic plus Shrine of the Storm every week. I'm going to be, because I absolutely, and you do too, need 1 talent of revolving blades for fury generation and refunding fury and making blade dance worth it. No matter what spec we're playing, it's a great talent. So revolving blades, Shrine of the Storms. That's the only Mythic plus piece of advice I'm going to give on gear during this video, because there are no good shoulders in our raid. Let me know what you guys think below. If you're excited for this new raid, I'm going to do another video later on in the week after the first week of raiding, testing it out, giving my thoughts on the Demon Hunter and our different talents that we can choose based off my experience with some raiding. If you like this video and you like the gearing guides, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more videos as we travel through Legion. Thanks a lot. This is Rage from SageNtheRage. I'm out.